Imagine waking up every morning knowing that no matter what you post, wear, or say, the world won't see you. They'll only see a comparison. That's been Hailey Bieber's reality for years. Every move she makes is dissected online and weighed against Selena Gomez, a woman tied to her life not by choice, but by public obsession. Recently, Hailey even pleaded on social media for fans and the media to stop the constant comparisons. But instead of ending the cycle, her words poured gasoline on an already burning fire. To understand how we got here, we need to rewind. Selena and Justin Bieber's on-again, off-again relationship from 2010 to 2018 wasn't just a romance. It was a global saga. Fans lived through every breakup, every reunion. And by the time Justin married Hailey in 2018, millions weren't ready to let go of his past. Suddenly, Hailey wasn't just a wife. She was a measuring stick against one of the most famous exes in pop culture. What might have been harmless curiosity snowballed into obsession. Fans scrutinized Hailey's smiles, her outfits, even the way she stood on red carpets. In early 2023, when she and Kendall Jenner posted a lighthearted lip-sync TikTok, it was instantly framed as shade towards Selena. Hailey clarified it wasn't directed at anyone. But by then, the narrative had already spun out of control. By April that year, her frustration boiled over. In a now viral TikTok, she begged, "Leave me alone. I don't do anything. I don't say anything. Just leave me alone, please." It wasn't a plea for sympathy, it was exhaustion. Yet the internet, relentless as always, didn't listen. The drama only intensified, and by June, Hailey was publicly calling the rumors vile and disgusting, warning about the unseen damage that constant lies can cause. Selena wasn't untouched by this storm either. In 2023, she admitted the endless comparisons contributed to her decision to step back from social media, citing how damaging it was to her mental health. Both women insisted repeatedly that there was no feud, but fans didn't want peace. They wanted conflict. And social media gave it to them. On a loop, the numbers told the story. Selena's following skyrocketed, gaining millions in a matter of months, while Hailey's dipped below 50 million. Even her skincare brand, Rhode, praised for its products, struggled against the negative spotlight. Every unfollow, every cryptic caption, every outfit was turned into evidence of a rivalry neither woman admitted existed. By early 2025, the scrutiny had reached another level. Hailey allegedly liked a post criticizing Selena and Benny Blanco. Her reps immediately denied it, but the rumor had already gone viral. Around the same time, both women unfollowed each other again, sending social media into a frenzy. Headlines screamed feud, while fans flooded TikTok with theories and frame-by-frame breakdowns of body language and Instagram posts. Even their friends weren't spared. Kendall Jenner found herself dragged into debates about loyalty, while Benny Blanco became a subplot in the ongoing saga. Every association, every connection, became part of the narrative. It wasn't just Hailey and Selena anymore, it was an entire ecosystem of speculation. And here's the real tragedy. Both women have asked for peace. Both have made public statements about kindness, empathy, and mental health. But their voices are drowned out by the noise of fan obsession, media framing, and PR spin. Every attempt to move on is swallowed up by a machine that thrives on conflict. This isn't just celebrity drama, it's a case study in how modern fame works. In the age of TikTok edits and viral Instagram theories, public perception isn't shaped by truth, it's shaped by speculation. And once a narrative takes hold, it's almost impossible to break free. For Hailey, it means living in Selena's shadow no matter what she does. For Selena, it means being dragged back into a rivalry she's repeatedly said doesn't exist. And for both, it means their personal lives are constantly hijacked by strangers who see drama where there may be none. The lesson here is simple but powerful. Celebrities are human. They deserve space, dignity, and the right to exist without being trapped in comparisons. Fans might think the drama is entertaining, but the reality is more complicated. Behind the headlines are real women carrying the weight of narratives they never asked for. And until the culture of comparison shifts, Hailey and Selena may never truly be free of each other's shadows. The choice, though, lies with us, whether we keep fueling the cycle or finally let them live their own lives, on their own terms. What really makes this story spiral isn't just what Hailey or Selena do, it's what fans think they're doing. Social media has become a magnifying glass where ordinary moments transform into viral evidence. A smile becomes shade, a caption becomes a confession, a simple outfit choice becomes a direct shot at the other. And once fans decide what it means, media outlets pick it up, slap on a headline, and suddenly speculation hardens into fact. Take the eyebrow incident, for example. Selena posted a playful TikTok about her laminated brows. Hours later, Kylie Jenner and Hailey shared their own eyebrow photos. Were they mocking her? Both denied it, but by then, the narrative had already spread like wildfire. Millions of comments flooded in, painting Hailey as the villain. That's how fast the machine works. One post, one assumption, and the internet decides the truth for you. And this is the trap Hailey can't escape. If she speaks up, she's accused of being defensive. If she stays quiet, she's accused of hiding shade. Her silence gets spun into guilt, while Selena's silence gets spun into dignity. Neither woman controls the story anymore, the fans do. And the harsh reality is that the more people argue online, the more the drama grows, whether it's real or not. But here's the part that cuts deeper. This isn't just about Hailey and Selena. It's about the way we, as a culture, consume women's stories. Rivalries sell. Catfights trend. And whether it's Britney and Christina, Taylor and Katie, or now Selena and Hailey, the public seems addicted to putting women in competition with each other. Even when both women insist there's no feud, the audience refuses to let them out of the box. For Hailey, the cost is her peace of mind and the constant shadow over her marriage. For Selena, it's the exhaustion of being dragged back into a chapter of her life she's long since closed. And for fans, it's a never-ending cycle of obsession that feels more like a sport than support. What makes this saga even more complicated is how it bleeds into business. For Selena and Hailey, their careers aren't just about music, acting, or modeling anymore. They're also about billion-dollar brands that live and die on public perception. Selena's rare beauty, for example, has become more than just makeup. It's a movement built on authenticity, self-love, and mental health advocacy. Every time Selena is dragged into drama with Hailey, sales actually spike. Fans see Rare Beauty as a way of supporting her emotionally as much as financially. Buying her products feels like an act of loyalty, a way to stand with her against the hate. That's why during the height of the eyebrow incident, Rare Beauty's engagement surged, proving that even negativity can turn into business momentum when the brand and its message resonate. Hailey's Rhode, on the other hand, has felt the opposite effect. Her skincare line is respected for its quality, but it's constantly overshadowed by the feud narrative. Every product launch gets filtered through the lens of comparison. Is she copying Selena? Is this PR shade? Even when it's just skincare, the internet twists it into a statement. And because Rhode is still a growing brand, unlike Rare Beauty's empire, every wave of negative press makes it harder to build credibility on its own terms. This is where the obsession becomes more than just gossip. It becomes economics. Fans aren't just tweeting opinions. They're voting with their wallets, choosing whose narrative to believe and whose products to support. And the brands themselves, knowingly or not, get caught in the storm. Rare Beauty becomes a badge of empathy, Rhode becomes a battleground for criticism, and both women's business ventures end up standing in for their reputations. For Selena, this alignment with her brand strengthens her image as someone who rises above. For Hailey, it creates a constant uphill climb, where she's forced to fight not just for her products, but for the right to be seen outside the shadow of her husband's ex. And that's what makes the feud so sticky. It's not just personal anymore. It's professional, financial, and cultural. Behind the headlines, there's another layer that often gets overlooked: the machinery of media and PR. Neither Selena nor Hailey exists in a vacuum. Every red carpet walk, every Instagram caption, every silence is carefully weighed by teams of strategists whose job is to protect, or sometimes even redirect, the narrative. For Selena, her PR approach has leaned heavily on authenticity. She rarely claps back directly, but when she does speak, it's about kindness, empathy, and mental health. That choice isn't accidental. It reinforces the Rare Beauty ethos and positions her as the one taking the high road. Even her silences speak volumes. When fans ignite chaos over a rumor and Selena says nothing, the lack of denial often fuels speculation, which ironically keeps her name trending without her lifting a finger. Hailey's team, on the other hand, has a tougher job. Every time she posts something, even if it's a harmless selfie, people rush to frame it as a reaction to Selena. That's why her PR strategy has often been to clarify quickly. When she allegedly liked a negative post about Selena and Benny, her reps didn't wait for things to spiral. They shut it down, calling it fabricated. But the problem is, denials rarely trend the same way accusations do. The rumor already takes root before the truth can catch up. Media outlets know this cycle well, and they profit from it. Stories with the words Selena and Hailey in the same headline guarantee clicks, so journalists amplify even the tiniest coincidence. A similar dress at a gala? It's suddenly shade. A vague lyric in a song? It's definitely about the other woman. In many ways, the press doesn't just report on the feud, it manufactures it, feeding fans with just enough material to keep debates alive. This symbiosis, fans dissecting, media amplifying, PR teams spinning, creates a loop that neither woman can fully escape. Even when they ask for peace, the drama stays alive because too many people benefit from keeping it burning. What gets lost in all the noise is the toll this cycle takes on their actual lives. For Hailey, the weight of living in someone else's shadow isn't just frustrating, it's exhausting. Imagine waking up to hundreds of comments calling you a copycat, a replacement, or worse, a mistake. No matter what she does, whether she launches a beauty product, attends a show, or even shares a personal moment, there's always a chorus ready to connect it back to Selena. That kind of scrutiny chips away at self-esteem, leaving her to question whether people see her for who she really is, or only as the wife of Justin Bieber and the shadow of his past. Selena, on the other hand, faces a different but equally heavy burden. For years, she's been open about her struggles with anxiety, depression, and the pressures of fame. Constantly being dragged into drama she didn't start reopens old wounds, forcing her to relive chapters of her life she has worked hard to move past. When her music or acting gets overshadowed by gossip, it undermines the message she's tried to build, one centered on healing, growth, and self-love. It's not just unfair, it's emotionally draining. The human side of this rivalry is often invisible. Fans laugh at memes, share theories, and fuel hashtags, but behind the curated posts and glossy appearances are two women trying to hold themselves together under crushing pressure. Public comparison isn't just noise, it becomes a form of psychological warfare. It can distort identity, erode confidence, and create an environment where every step feels like walking through a minefield of judgment. At its core, this isn't just about Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber. It's about the culture we've built, one where comparisons, feuds, and rivalry drive clicks, and empathy gets drowned out. And in that culture, both women are left paying the price, whether they deserve it or not. The ripple effect doesn't just hit Selena and Hailey. It spreads to the people closest to them, reshaping relationships and reputations in ways that neither woman can control. For Justin Bieber, the comparisons have been relentless from day one. Every time Selena posts a vulnerable song lyric, fans flood his comments, demanding answers or reading his silence as guilt. When Hailey shares a new campaign or project, people drag Justin into the narrative, painting him as the cause of her stress or the reason she's constantly under a microscope. Even when he says nothing, he becomes part of the feud by default. Benny Blanco, Selena's fiancé, has also been pulled into the storm. Instead of being celebrated for their relationship, he's sometimes framed as a pawn in a bigger drama. Rumors swirl about whether Hailey dislikes him or whether Selena's lyrics are subtle digs at her past. Benny, who is known more for his music than public spectacle, now finds himself in headlines tied to a rivalry that has nothing to do with him. And then there are the brands. Rare Beauty, Selena's billion-dollar empire, thrives in part because fans see her as authentic, resilient, and transparent. But when drama flares up, even her products are dragged into debates, with people framing their purchases as acts of loyalty. On the other side, Hailey's road faces the same challenge. No matter how innovative her skincare line may be, it often gets overshadowed by narratives about her being in Selena's shadow. For every launch, there are fans who reduce the product to part of a feud, instead of seeing it as her own accomplishment. This is where the obsession becomes more than gossip. It turns into a currency, influencing careers, personal lives, and public images in ways that can't be easily undone. Friends, partners, and businesses all get caught in the crossfire of comparisons that should have ended years ago. And yet, because fans refuse to let go, the cycle keeps pulling more people in. At the end of the day, the Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber comparisons say more about us than about them. Two women who have asked for peace are still trapped in a cycle of fan obsession, media headlines, and endless speculation. Their every move is turned into evidence, their silence twisted into meaning, and their successes overshadowed by narratives they never chose. What this really proves is that celebrity culture in the age of social media is less about reality and more about perception. And when perception becomes currency, nobody truly wins. Selena and Hailey are artists, entrepreneurs, and human beings with lives far beyond these comparisons. Yet, as long as clicks, shares, and viral posts reward the drama, the cycle will continue. The real question is, will fans and media ever let them step out of each other's shadows? Or will they be linked forever, not by choice, but by an audience that refuses to let the story die? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the stories behind the headlines. And let me know in the comments, do you think the comparisons will ever stop? Or is this feud now a permanent part of pop culture?